What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Double Dribble. In today's episode, I want to talk about Timme, probably the consensus or one of the top favorites to win the NCAA Player of the Year award this year. I just want to talk a little bit about him this upcoming season. Something that's kind of unfortunate about him and his play style, even though he's getting all of these awards this year, is going to get all these awards. Before we get into that, I just want to quickly say, if you're a fan of basketball, whether it be high school, college, or the NBA, make sure to hit the subscribe button, join the conversation. We love interacting with you guys in the comments. We'd be sure to respond to every single comment. So make sure you leave those down below. And make sure you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, and let's get right into the video. So like I said, we'll be talking about Timme today. He was a consensus first-team All-American preseason award. He was All-American last year. Helped lead Gonzaga to the super far in the tournament. Helped him have a great season at Gonzaga. And now this year, like I said, first-team All-American consensus preseason award, and then also he's a huge favorite to be the NCAA Player of the Year. And win that award after this year is over. Before we get into talking about my analysis or what I think is kind of really unfortunate about his game and the fact that he's winning all these awards, let's talk about kind of his career so far, his stats in these 2 games he's played so far this year, and just a little bit more about Timme. So Timme is a 6'10", 235-pound center playing for Gonzaga. He's a junior. He so far this year is averaging 24 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 1.5 assists per game. He's shooting 64.5% from the field. And he had a really big game yesterday when the time of him recording this video on Sunday against number 5 Texas. In that game, he had 37 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, shot 79% from the field. 78% from the free throw line, helped them, lead them to an 86-74 win over the number 5th team in the nation, Texas. His first game of the year against Dixie State, he didn't have a great game, but it was kind of a blowout win. They won by 24 points or whatever, but he had 11 points, 4 rebounds, 0 assists. He had 1 block. Not a great game. Only played 21 minutes that game, but followed it up with a huge game against Texas. He was the main reason why they won against Texas. I mean, obviously the whole team in general played really well, but he was the catalyst there. He had like 13 quick points in the first half and got them out to a big lead. And Texas was never able to come back from that, getting down early. And has so far been having a great year. But the year before, he averaged 19 points a game, 7 rebounds, 2.3 assists. 0.7 blocks, 0.7 steals. He shot 65% from the field and 29% from 3. So had a great year last year. Like I said, this year has had a lot of preseason awards, and is talked about being the favorite or one of the favorites to win the Player of the Year award this year after the season is over. For me though, one of the things that is kind of super unfortunate about his game and about him winning all these awards is, he's going to win all these awards. He's going to probably be the Player of the Year this year in the NCAA, and get all these accolades, first-team All-American, lead Gonzaga to far in the NCAA tournament, I'm sure. But super unfortunate is the fact that it's kind of already been talked about, and I'm sure he's hearing it, everyone's hearing it, is talking about it. The fact that his game doesn't really translate to the NBA. So he's going to be this great player in college, but unfortunately, no one's seen it really translate to the NBA. They don't see him being a very good player in the NBA or being a top draft pick in the NBA draft this upcoming year if he decides to go. There's already been talks about how he probably won't go to the NBA after this year. He will probably stick around for a 4th year and honestly try to have another great year and go down as one of the better all-time players in college, one of the best 4-year players in college. Obviously, that's super rare for players nowadays to stay for 4 years. And I feel like if he did stay for another year and have another great year, he could go down as one of the top players to ever play 4 years in college and have one of the best careers ever in college. And like I said, it's kind of unfortunate. that he, is hearing all this. I'm sure he's seen all this. He's hearing the rumors, hearing the talks, people saying it won't translate to the NBA. He's obviously knows that right now he's not projected to be a top draft pick in the next NBA draft, and I'm sure that can be kind of disheartening to hear on his end, but I don't think it really matters for him too much. Now, some of you are wondering, why, if he's this good in college, why will he not be a top draft pick? Why won't it translate? For me, a good example is Luka Garza last year. He was obviously the NCAA Player of the Year, had a great career at Iowa, extremely good senior year, first team All-American, Player of the Year, all that stuff, but he was taken, at the very end of the second round in the NBA draft. Now, he did do pretty well in the Summer League for the Detroit Pistons. He's, getting some playing time right now in the NBA, but no one, everyone kind of knew he wasn't going to be a first-round draft pick. He was going to get drafted in the second round to late second round, and that he wasn't going to be a star player in the NBA, wasn't going to be someone that a franchise is going to build around. But he has shown right now that he's being solid so far. He's been a solid player. But one of the things is, I don't think there's a whole lot of upside or a whole lot of development or anything new that their game can really that they could put into their game necessarily. I don't a lot of these young guys, they're 18 years old, 17 years old, like Imani Bates. They have so much upside, they have so much potential. Teams want to draft them and hope that they can develop in a couple of years and become one of their franchise players. But for me, guys like Luka Garza, Drew Timme, you just don't really see that with them. They're kind of not hit their max or hit their max potential, but have already kind of showed you exactly what their game is going to be, showed you what they can do, and there's not a whole lot more for improvement or exponential improvement, or things that's going to drastically make them better and add extremely different things to their game that's going to make them harder to guard and make them a better player. But to me, like I said, I think it's super unfortunate that he hears all this, that this is already being said, but it's kind of just the reality. It's just the truth. He's not going to be a great NBA player. I think if he does go after this year, he's going to be a second-round pick. He stays around for another year to finish out his college career. I think he's still going to be a second-round pick. But leave all your thoughts in the comment section down below on Drew Timme. Do you think he's going to be a good NBA player? He can be a first-round pick. Leave that all in the comment section down below, and we'll be sure to respond to it all. Make sure to hit the like button on this video, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.